Today, we will be completing the paperwork you will need before you can begin working as a student employee for Samford University. There are several forms that you will need to complete and submit to Human Resources. This tutorial will instruct you on how to complete the required sections and gives you suggestions on what to bring with you to help the process go smoothly. I will tell you when to pause the video to allow you time to complete certain sections of the forms. If you have any questions on how to complete any form, we will be happy to help. If you are attending Samford on a student visa, please contact Human Resources at 205-726-2263 for additional instructions before completing these forms. All the paperwork you will need to complete is located on the Human Resources website, so open your web browser and type in samford.edu/student-employment. Then scroll down until you find the section Student Employment Forms. Click on this section and you will see the forms you need to complete. Leave this tab open as you complete each form. We will come back to this tab. We will begin with the I-9 form. Click on the I-9 link and the form will open in a new tab. You can either complete the form on your computer and then print it out, or you can simply print out the document and then fill out the form. If you are printing the document, pause the video and do so now. Certain forms of ID are required for you to complete the I-9. These must be unexpired original documents or in some cases certified copies. Faxes, scans, or copies are not acceptable. You must bring the IDs with you when you turn in your paperwork or the I-9 is considered incomplete. This is a federal law and therefore is non-negotiable. You will need either one item from List A or one item from List B and one item from List C. While you can use any of the documents listed, the most common forms available for students are either their passport or passport card, or their driver's license together with either their Social Security card or a certified copy of their birth certificate. If you do not have the appropriate documents available, you will need to arrange to bring them or have them sent to you in order to complete the I-9. This must be done before a student employment card is issued, which allows you to work. We will now begin filling out the I-9 form. For this tutorial, I will be entering in information for a fictional student employee named Jane Doe as an example of how certain things will appear. For Section 1, we will enter our last name, then our first name, our middle initial. There is a space for other names used. Complete this field if you have ever gone by a different name. For instance, if you have ever had a legal name change, or if you were ever married. You will need to list the other name you used. For example, Jane is adopted, so she will enter her birth name, Jane S. Smith. If you have never had a name change, leave this space blank. We will then enter our address, and now this is your home address. Apartment number if it applies, home city, home state. We will then enter our date of birth using the format of month, date, and year. Then our Social Security number. If you do not have a Social Security number, please contact Human Resources at 205-726-2263. You can enter your email if you want to, but it is not required. Then a telephone number. Next, you will check the appropriate box that applies to your current status. You will select only one of these boxes. Jane is a citizen, so she will check the box beside a citizen of the United States. If the box most appropriate for you is an alien authorized to work, you will need to stop here and go to the video tutorial for international students using the link you see on the screen. If you selected any of the boxes requiring additional information, please pause this video and complete that now. If you have not already printed this form out, do so now, then sign and date the form. If you need more time to complete this form, pause the video now. When you have completed the remaining forms, you will bring them along with the ID described earlier in this section to a Human Resources staff member so they may complete the employer section of the I-9. Next, we will complete the A4 form. Go back to the Student Employee tab and click on the A4 form. Once again, you can either complete this on your computer or print this out immediately. Pause this video if you are printing the form. If you have questions on how to complete this form, we will be happy to help. If you have questions regarding which options to choose when completing this form, you may consult your tax professional or contact your parents. We are not permitted to give tax advice. We will begin by entering our name, then our Social Security number. If you do not have a Social Security number, please contact Human Resources at 205-726-2263. Then our street address. Again, this is your home address. Please read each question and complete either line 1, 2, or 3. You will make an entry only on one of these lines. Entering a 0 on line 1 will withhold at the highest rate. Otherwise, complete either line 2 or 3 indicating which withholding status you wish to claim. Pause this video while you read lines 1 through 3. On line 4, enter the number of dependents you can claim. Jane has no dependents, so she will enter 0. Complete line 5 if you wish to withhold an additional amount. Otherwise, leave this space blank. If you have not already printed this form out, do so now, then sign and date the form. If you need more time to complete this form, pause the video now. Now that the A4 form is complete, we will begin working on the W4 form. Go back to the Student Employee tab and click on the W4 form. Once again, you can either complete this on your computer or you can print this out immediately. Pause this video if you are printing the form. The center section of the W4 form is a worksheet that you can use if you would like, but this is not required. Only the section below the dotted line is required. If you have questions on how to complete this form, we will be happy to help. If you have questions regarding which options to choose when completing this form, you may consult your tax professional or contact your parents. We are not permitted to give tax advice. We will complete the personal information section just below the dotted line. We will begin with our first name and middle initial, our last name, our home address, and then our Social Security number. If you do not have a Social Security number, please contact Human Resources at 205-726-2263. For box 3, we will select our marital status. Since Jane Doe is not married, she will mark single. Complete box 4 if your name is different from your Social Security card. Since Jane's name is the same, she will skip this box. If you are claiming any allowances, complete line 5. Jane is not claiming any allowances, so she will enter 0 for this box. Complete line 6 if you wish to withhold an additional amount, otherwise leave blank. Complete line 7 only if you meet the conditions listed to be exempt from withholding. Completing this line could potentially cause you to owe income tax at the end of the year. If you have not already printed out this form, then you will need to print this now, then sign and date the form. If you need more time to complete the W4 form, then pause this video now. We will now complete the Confidentiality Agreement form. Go back to the Student Employment tab and click on the Confidentiality Agreement. Print this document out. Pause this video until you have finished printing this document. Once you have printed the document, read the document completely. Once you have read the document, complete the information at the bottom by printing your first, middle, and last name. Sign and date the document indicating that you agree to abide by the agreement, and then enter your SUID number. Your SUID number is located on your student ID card. If you need more time to complete this confidentiality agreement, then pause this video now. The last form is to set up direct deposit. You will need either a voided check or something from your bank showing the routing and account number for your direct deposit. If you do not have one of these, you can ask your bank to provide a form for direct deposit. If you do not have a bank account or are unable to obtain documentation, you may be asked to complete the PaySource card enrollment form when you turn in your paperwork to Human Resources. You will not complete both. If you have a voided check or documentation from your bank, we will now complete the direct deposit form. If you do not, you may skip this section. Go forward to the point where you see Resume displayed on the screen. Go back to the Student Employment tab and click on the direct deposit form. Once again, you can either complete this on your computer or you can print this out immediately. Pause this video if you are printing the form. Please read the information at the top of the page. Once you have read the information at the top, please mark if the deposit will be transferred outside of the United States. If you mark yes, additional information will be required when this form is submitted. Please discuss this with a staff person when turning in this form. Jane's account is not outside of the United States, so she will mark no. Enter your bank's name, the routing number is shown in your check, and the account number is shown. Check the option indicating if this is a checking or a savings account. Jane's is a checking. If you have not already printed this form out, do so now and then complete the personal information at the bottom of the page. Sign and date the form. If you need more time to complete the direct deposit form, pause this video now. If you did not complete the direct deposit authorization form, please rejoin the video at this time. Once all paperwork has been completed, please take it along with your I-9 identification documents to the Human Resources or Payroll Office located on the 3rd floor of the Samford Hall. Human Resources will then issue you a student employment card. This card shows that you have completed all of the necessary paperwork and are eligible to work as a student employee. Show this card to your supervisor and then put it in a safe place. This card will allow you to work as a student employee throughout your time here at Samford.